Hello, fellow travelers. I'm Dr. Hector. Welcome to Soucouyant, a Caribbean supernatural tale, where we reimagine the Soucouyant, a character from the folklore of the Caribbean. Here we follow her as she is depicted in Trinidad. Her depiction might be different in other places in the Caribbean. If you know about the Soucouyant, I hope you like this reinterpretation. If you are new to the Soucouyant, I hope you enjoy meeting this new character and that she motivates you to look into other folk characters, not only from the Caribbean, but also other places. Episode 16, Soucouyant, a Caribbean supernatural tale. Are you farming us? In the previous episode, the Soucouyant details the interplay of energy and matter in concepts that Margarita could understand. We see the similarity between humans and the humanish. We are reminded that humans use sunlight directly to make vitamin D. Further, when energy is captured by plants for photosynthesis, it is made more potent, and even more so when animals consume plants. So, could there be another step when the Soucouyant consumes human blood? Oh, it's not that I forbid it. You sound like I disapprove, said Kaiwa. I, said Margarita. I don't disapprove. I just don't want to overload you. You are my friend, said Kaiwa. Really? Asked Margarita. Yes, really. Friends share. Okay. I'll tell you, but let me know if it's too much, said Kaiwa. Okay, replied Margarita. Remember, I told you that I remember my cycles, said Kaiwa. Yes, dying. Transitions, or as I call them, cycles, like sleep and wake, said Kaiwa. Yes. Margarita was slowly becoming more at ease. I remember my cycles. I can and do physically revert to my original state of pure energy, said Kaiwa. The saucer and teacup rattled in Margarita's hand. She almost dropped them, but managed to grab them. Margarita swallowed hard. Kaiwa looked at her with concern and said, Are you okay? Should I stop? Margarita nodded, then shook her head and said, I'm okay, but my head is spinning. Then we should stop. Yes, maybe. Pure energy? Said Margarita. You are pure energy too. You just don't see it. You don't see a piano as being made of light. You barely see it as being made of wood, said Kaiwa. Well, I know it's made of wood, and wood comes from trees, said Margarita. Well, trees are trees. You call the trees wooden because you want that aspect of the tree. How did it go from a sapling to a tree that you need for all sorts of things? Asked Kaiwa gently. Trees use sunlight and soil to grow. That's how they get bigger and make wood. We use them for all sorts of things. Margarita was smiling as she modeled her answer on Kaiwa's reasoning pattern. Check you out, being all precise in language, said Kaiwa. You hitting the ball out of the oval. They both laughed. She continued. You are great at analyzing. Sunlight drives the change of the substances the root pick up from the soil into growing the tree. Well, the piano is no longer growing, said Margarita with a mischievous smile. No, it isn't. I was just pointing out how the energy is at the core of everything. You, me, and the piano, said Kaiwa. Are you like the sun? Kind of, but the sun is not aware of itself, at least not in any way I can discern. I am aware, sentient. There's another $5 word for you. First vulnerable, now sentient, said Kaiwa. Margarita nodded, but was not following the lightheartedness of the comment. Pure energy, she said slowly. Well, I don't have nuclear fusion churning at my core, so I depend on the light from the sun, our star, just like you do, said Kaiwa. Our star? Yes, the sun is our very own star. And while it exists, we survive on its light, said Kaiwa. We do? Yes, we do. We use light directly and after it's condensed, said Kaiwa. Directly? Yes, when you go out in the sunlight, you convert sunlight into vitamin D, as you call it, said Kaiwa. Oh yeah, vitamin D is for strong bones. I guess I didn't think of it that way. We're kind of like plants. Close enough, Kaiwa laughed. How condensed? Oh, wait, I can answer that myself. Plants use sunlight and we eat plants, said Margarita. That was great, exactly. Salads, cassava, oranges, mangoes, guavas, morbi, Margarita said, almost at a whisper. We eat animals. Kaiwa was watching her intently and said, eggs, milk. Margarita shuddered, then looked at Kaiwa and said, almost in a whisper again, blood? Kaiwa sat in front of her and held Margarita's hands. Yes, she said simply. Tears formed in Margarita's eyes and she said, we kill animals. Do you kill us? No, I don't kill you for food. Do you kill the cows and the goats that give you milk or the hens that give you eggs? No, no. Kaiwa did not reply. She kept looking at Margarita. Margarita continued, We keep farm animals. Then she said more hopefully than categorically, you're not farming us. Maybe we are, replied Kaiwa with a twinkle in her eyes. Maybe this whole planet is one big farm. Margarita looked distressed. No, I'm joking. We're not farming you, and I'm the only one who consumes your blood. I don't have to kill you for that. Ugh, that's an unpleasant thought. I treasure life, said Kaiwa. You do? Yes, and love and kindness and justice, said Kaiwa. Oh, Mr. Lee. Yes, he's not loving or kind or just, continued Kaiwa. Is he alive? Yes, but we have to stop now. The other girls are arriving, said Kaiwa. Margarita heard the exclamations of surprise and delight as the other woman walked into the store. Kaiwa stood up and said, You must keep everything I told you to yourself. Margarita nodded without speaking. Kaiwa continued, I've dumped a lot on your plate. You look wretched. Do you want me to help you compose yourself? Again, Margarita nodded. Kaiwa gently stroked Margarita's cheek. Margarita felt warmth from her cheek course to her core, the way a shot of rum goes down and warms the belly. Only this was totally pleasant, while Margarita experienced rum as verging on painful. Confidence and self-assurance radiated from her belly throughout her body. She nodded again, but with the confidence of their alliance. Kaiwa walked into the store and said, Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new Lee's Leisure Fabric Store. The new arrivals looked at Kaiwa with surprise and oohs. Margarita followed closely behind Kaiwa. Ladies, I want to introduce you to Miss Kaiwa. She is cousin of Mr. Lee, said Margarita. A chorus of hello, Miss Kaiwa, rose from the workers, but with a bit of doubts and mispronunciation of Kaiwa. The girls gathered around and stretched out their hands to shake and touch Kaiwa on her arms. Kaiwa explained the new procedures of the store and delighted the employees with the announcement of the pay increase. She explained that Mr. Lee might stop by in the afternoons. That afternoon, Mr. Lee did show up. He spent most of his time in the office with Margarita. Kaiba was not in the store when he visited the store. She had to run errands for the store. The girls also noticed that Gemma did not return to work. Margarita was not concerned. She said that young people were impatient with jobs and can change without notice. However, when or if Gemma showed up, she would still have a job. The other girls applauded that announcement. However, Gemma did not return for the week. The week was hectic as the flow of customers kept getting bigger and bigger each day. Word of the lower prices and pleasant staff spread, and many workers used their lunch break to buy fabric. In the following episode, Mrs. Lee cut her vacation short and returned home. She visited her husband at the Chinese Association and visited the store. She is very distressed and on the verge of panic. She meets the Soucouyant who was in the form of Kaiwa. She is revealed as a strong and caring woman. This highlights the psychological problems of Mr. Lee.